Hello there everyone, and welcome back. We are just about ready to finally, maybe, do a crushing blow to the Klackons now that I am able to successfully backdoor the massive fleet that they have over in Mentar Prime. So let's try and get that started, shall we? And also, I have a fleet of Barassi ships that kind of escort me on this endeavor, so this should go without a fault. You would hope. The main thing I need to do is just keep an eye on the strength of their fleets, because right now, my fleet is actually very formidable against the ones over in Qing here. It's not going to deal with the frigates that they have at Klackon, at their homeworld, so that could be a problem. I do have more ships coming, mainly in the form of a Titan that's hiding underneath this Griffin somewhere. And I also... Yeah, there you are, hiding. No, that's the destroyer, damn it. Way to leave me in suspense and make me look like a fool. I know there's a Titan hiding under there. It just doesn't want to show me. There we are. We got a Phoenix on its way over. It's not going to arrive anytime soon, so I'm forced to try and be efficient with this fleet. Just keep crushing the army and hit them while they're spread out. Because now that I have a battleship, well, not quite built, but going to be built next turn there now that I rushed it, so we'll be able to hit them in the back door while the frigates are kind of like a conflict of interest on where they want to go. Now again, it begs the question, where do we want to strike? Over here looks so prime, because I could basically take out all those fleets, really. If they merge all together there, then I might have a bit of a problem, but as it stands now, with the Barati here, that should not be a threat. I want to say, time will tell if I'm going to just fail miserably again, because every attempt I've made to attack the Klackons in any form of aggression has failed, and I've lost a lot of momentum as a result. The alternative was to have this stupid little dance where the Klackons would never want to engage and I'm just sitting in my planet, so really nothing would have been accomplished in this war, so I had to be a little bit daring, even though they were apparently the wrong decision at the time. With the Barati backing me, I feel a lot more confident, but let's see, I don't know where exactly Barati are going, but so long as they're nearby, it'll make the Klackons think twice, at least about moving their fleet from Qing rather. Although once the fleet here merges with the battleship and that, then they may back off, more than likely. Because knowing the AI, they're not going to take into consideration the fact that we have an allied fleet right next to them, or even at the moment right on top of them. Ooh, that would be amazing. Because if they were to attack, would both of our fleets work together to fight against the Klackons? That would be something I would love to see. It's probably never going to happen, unless the Klackons have an overwhelming force to defeat us. But I would love to see that nonetheless. And that frigate fleet that pulled back is about to get punished as Mentar is about to get sieged yet again. So we're going to have another Eagle rushed, and I think... Can I get a troop transport here? It'd be nice to have a troop transport. I'm not seeing a troop transport here, so that would have been over where the Griffin was. That's a bit of a shame. Not much I can do about it now. And I want to keep building up ships, ideally. The more ships, the better. Although I can't even rush a Griffin, that's why I want the troop transport. Because at least I'd be able to do that. Let's see, 800, 250, so I got more firepower with about the same defense rating. Oh, and this is just the Griffin alone, so never mind. And I do have a troop transport, so that is good enough, if nothing else. Also, I don't want to upgrade the troop transport. I thought that would have upgraded my other Eagles, so never mind. So I can take out this fleet here. The Griffin alone could almost take it out. The stats are pretty similar. They just got a tiny bit more in the defense rating. And considering attack seems to be a lot hard to get as opposed to defense, I would want to say that means I would win that in just raw attrition. Raw power. Nevertheless, let's keep building. I have 10 fleet strength left though. I'm gonna have to focus on my infrastructure for the time being. I don't want to get a bunch of star fortresses as much as I'd love to get more. Their maintenance is gonna start chipping me down really quickly. But how much? Well, it wouldn't be that much of a concern because wasn't I just at like 16 billion or 1600 billion credits there last episode? So I practically just gained 200 billion. So maybe that's not a huge concern because that 200 billion alone justifies all the additional maintenance cost of the pretty much the What am I trying to say? I lost it now. I was mumbling for too long. Don't mind me. Pay no attention to this crazy person trying to do YouTube videos, hoping to get somewhere with it maybe, or just trying to have a good time. Either way, we're going to continue building, well, I would like to continue building ships actually. This should be the last one. I gotta turn off that state of mind right now. No more ships, because I think I already got enough in the queue to put me over that limit. More than likely. And the Griffins and the fleet's getting ready to go over to Fluffius. So, Floofius rather. I put an F there instead of a V, don't ask me why. We got a crap ton of reinforcements on the way there. It'd just be a matter of time till they get there. Actually, I should have just automatically moved them. That would have been better, right? And also, I need to keep in mind if the troop transports cost fleet at command points. Let's see. Yep, they do. Just one, so it's very, very affordable. That's not a huge concern. And I'm pretty certain I have a few planets that are currently building more battle stations at the very least. I'd rather not have star fortresses for these backline colonies, but actually, I could probably get away with more infrastructure in that case. Population is maxed out. Let's see, more defenses. All I have really left is just Gaia transformation, probably the big one. Actually, I could afford Gaia transformation. Let's start doing that. Get these planets potentially bigger, more sustaining, and look at all the crap ton of food on that world. That's a little excessive. It's an abundant world, so it's not going to give me that much production, but if I can cut back, that would be good. Oh, it's just doing a bunch of trade production too, that's why. Ooh, you can build me a battle station. You can build me a core waste dump. I think at this point, wow, core waste dump isn't even necessary. Wow. That'll save some maintenance. Until I get like the robo-miners and that actually, so I take back what I said. It's still got a lot of infrastructure built, so I think what happened is I set this thing to just basically keep growing and allow itself to bring its pollution back down. I completely forgot about Stelio. That's probably what happened, and it's probably lost out a lot of potential ships and things that could have built out of it. And all I really lost like a tiny portion of resources or income, so it'll be much better in the long term. Building that thing up, getting its infrastructure in, it will be a beautiful plant one day. It may even become a Gaia world with the with the fact that I have to stop building ships altogether for a little while. Until I can either get something to help complement my fleet strength, or at least command points, or maybe just something that reduces the command points of my ships. That would be ideal too. Because as it stands now, I'm assuming there's nothing bigger than a Star Fortress to be able to increase that further. So I'm pretty much at my limit until I get more colonies with more battle stations, at the very least. Because that seems to be the most efficient type of structure I could get for that. Only 2 billion credits for maintenance, and I get a whopping 7 command points. I'm pretty certain the starbase would just get 5 for 1. And we got a Titan in my back door. That's not fun. They got ships everywhere. Let's just hope I have star fortresses to defend myself. Nope, just battle station and just a Titan there. So, Elo, you're one of my main worlds. I would like to rush a star fortress on you, since you still got time. It doesn't hurt to rush. It doesn't hurt to be more prepared. Altair's still got a battle station, though. I'll have to be mindful of that. I got a couple of emus and griffins. Nothing too exciting here, but they can backpedal. We'll see what happens here. If the Mekla are actually considering going to war with me, because they're sending more ships. That seems like a clear act of aggression. I may very well be on war on multiple fronts really damn soon. And now I'm sitting at 2 command points. So Ferris Prime, get your stuff building. I don't think I could send any more ships northward. And that Titan's turned chicken. Is anyone surprised? Is anyone really surprised? So I gotta keep a tally on the fleet strengths here. They only got a starbase. Yet their fleet is laughable. And so is that, but is there multiple fleets? That's something I have to be mindful of. It could be misleading me some. In that there's multiple fleets there instead of just the one that I'm not seeing. So, without a doubt, I'm not going to auto-resolve, because that's just a recipe for disaster. Or at least giving away free ships. So, we're just going to admire the fleet as it flies in. And look, there is no fleet to, or anything to combat me, apparently. Not even a starbase. Which is a little bit weird still, that it doesn't even want to bother to show it. Let's not bother everyone just yet. Oh crap. Come on, dodge, dodge, dodge. That thing turned really fast though, I gotta say. Just block the shots. There, that's more like it. And plasma torpedoes just ripped right through it. Although really, the Klackons did all the work. Even though surprisingly the plasma torpedoes were MVP. I'm going to argue the Klackons were better, considering they just ignore the shields. I'm going to argue that. They're going to play a much bigger role than what the plasma torpedoes would do. And I got to get modifications for them too. So that way I can give them that guided aspect. Because if the Klackons are focusing more on their frigates, that will be handy. And as much as I would like to build more troop transports, I don't think that's an option right now. So just build for a little bit is really all I could do. We got our Eagle. Did the frigate pull back? We got a Klackon fleet, a very minor one. And that fleet's at least hanging there, so they don't know what to do just yet. So just gotta make sure this is not suicide. No, this does not look like suicide, it's just a fact. Damn it. The Eagle's messing me up. There, that's better. I thought that was the other 2 Eagles. There we go. So now that fleet's on its way. That might even force this Klackon fleet to back up. In which case, it is not supporting its fleet, its home plan, its home territory in any way at all. Which I am fine with. Now, that's a rich guy world, holy crap. I probably looked at you earlier and was wondering how the Meklar got all these plans. Well, all those good quality plans at that, but I think the answer is kind of self-explanatory, isn't it? Everything is moving. We're going to siege Mentar again. Gotta be careful my reinforcements don't get sniped, because that is a possibility, because this is a terrifying fleet. Ooh, 8,000 defense points. I'm gonna have to see. There's no way I could push up now, is there? I'm gonna have to regroup, so much for my idea to push in the floofiest. So they're going to go there. Next turn I'm going to go here, so they will be able to intercept me. I have only one direction I can go. And that is through their territory and destroy everything I can. Which will probably be very efficient for me. I'm probably going to do a crap ton more damage going that way. Unfortunately, it leaves these troop transports to kind of fend for themselves some. Not a lot I can do. Griffin, you're just going to defend there. Troop transports, I guess everything's just going to pull back. Because I don't have a lot of options. Damn it, Klackons. Look how small the number of worlds you have are. And you have a massive, massive armada, apparently. It doesn't help that I'm spread out so much, though. And the Klackons are doing work over here, too. They managed to take out one of the Barazzi systems. And the Barazzi are not doing anything about it, unfortunately. So, that could slowly do some damage. It could even take out the inhabitants of Orion. That would be baffling if that happened. Those troop transports are gone. The frigates there are not going anywhere. So the Barazzi fleet here must be formidable enough to deal with the frigates that are right next to them. So I don't have to worry about that fleet then. I just don't got a lot of options for over here. Oh, they also sent more reinforcements over. Maybe all's not lost just yet. Because if they were willing to move battleships through, maybe that could even be a Titan. I don't recognize that shape. Or maybe that's just a destroyer. I'm going to have to double check. Either way, if they were willing to bring ships through here, that probably means it is strong enough or they got enough ships there to at least combat the Klackon fleet there. That's the hope. That's the hope anyway. And my command points have just gone over, so I'm paying how much excess? Doesn't even want to tell me anywhere. 2 excess command points, so all... Okay, ship's maintenance costs 40 billion credits per... I'm gonna assume... Oh, that's the total. So it's 20 per excess, I believe. So barely noticeable, but I can't build any more ships for that reason too. Or anything that takes up command points really, which includes the advanced military outposts that I'm currently building down near Mentar. So let's start tallying up what I want from these worlds, because these things are pretty sufficient now. This is LO3. You built the Star Fortress, or actually I rushed the Star Fortress to be more precise. We're going to get more stuff out of you. Gotta keep in mind that this is also going to hinder my maintenance some as I do this, so I gotta make sure the new colonies are being developed faster than these main already established ones. Oh, isn't it a surprise? Mentar decided to back off. I wonder what that's insinuating, huh? I cannot imagine why they would back up there. Clearly they were looking for a cheap opportunity to hit something. So I think that establishes that we're going to need to keep an eye on them, because they could strike at any time. So Mentar needs, or Altair needs to be fully established as quickly as possible, which means the Star Fortress needs to get built as well as the orbital batteries. Now that I have the fusion beam, and I don't want to save up as much credits as I can too. That would be kind of handy. Also, since I'm no longer building colony ships, let's pull people out from food to help kind of get more out everything else get everything else going at peak efficiency. Now, where's the frigate fleet? It's all there. It's about 2 jumps away before it gets in the system. Wow. They commit 1 frigate there, 1 destroyer. So I'm wondering what's going on over here. Okay, Barazzi don't have crap, but they do have a Titan, so there is that. It's not going to be able to take on the likes of this fleet, but they're not moving forward anyway, so that gives me an extra free turn, actually, to push forward aggressively. Do what damage I can. I need to capitalize on maximize my damage, potentially take one of their planets so I can build a Star Fortress there. That would probably be the best thing I could do. This is not really much of a fleet, mind you, to the point that there is going to be no actual combat, so I'll resolve and destroy everything. That was nonetheless crippling. It just wasn't... should have paid attention to how many ships was actually in there, if there were any combat ships. I would have preferred that. And because I have no bombs, I literally can't destroy this jump gate. That is an amusing turn of events. Something I had not considered was the fact I can't actually destroy these outposts, or these, utility type stuff. I can't destroy sensor arrays because I lack bombs. How silly does that seem? It justifies rushing at least one ship with a bomb now. At the very least, but for the time being, I don't need it. All I need is like being able to conquer one of these planets, so I can use as like my defense point, just in case. And I actually should consider moving these ships over, because if the Klackons are going to hesitate a bit more, then maybe I can get away with sneaking us through. Because I still would love to get that Titan as support. It's just not going to get there anytime soon. Not anytime soon, sadly. So I don't think it's going to make it. Let alone it's still not going to be enough to help deal with that Klackon fleet. So Magnus Prime, you are a new world, right? No, you're well populated. You're just an incredibly poor world. So we're going to have to deal with that. And I don't have to worry about pollution at all on you either. So there's a lot we can do with you. Gonna rush a little bit on these cheaper plants. Oh, Magnus Prime, yeah, that was the one I had for a while. At the very least, it's building up income for me. And science is never a bad thing either. Earless, you're pretty much all well defended. Was it an Artemis system that wouldn't hurt? Is this the best system to do that though? Ooh, and apparently with 3, you need 3 people on there to kind of like get your farm up. So I can't go with the usual 2 people on farming. So Artemis might be better over here. No, even with the rich production, this is no better. You're doing so well for me being able to build phoenixes really quick, but now you're starting to fail me. Just a tiny bit. Oh well, let's get the mine net set up. Help with my defenses some, because I can't afford having another griffin built. Or that's an emu even. Still the same command points, so kind of forcing my hand a little bit to kind of withhold that for a time being. And really, Earless system and all the Darlock systems should focus on getting their defenses built up more so than their infrastructure. But they still are lacking a good amount of infrastructure, like even the basic neutron collider. Then I could justify it some. Because it's not going to get much reinforcements anytime soon if war is to break out with the Meklar. Omicron, I'm probably not going to rush your stuff since I'm already rushed a handful of worlds, so you're good for now. Stelio 2 is good. We got lots of destroyers and we have a big fleet here, so Cessus is more than safe. It just lacks a star fortress right now. And it's also building me another Phoenix, so as much as I would love a second Phoenix, I don't think I have the command points to justify it yet again, because that alone is 200 billion credits when that gets built, if I'm still not manage this fleet command point problem. But at least with 5 turns I could just withhold that and easily rush it in a pinch. So that's not a huge concern. Although I gotta keep in mind, do these cost command points? No, they don't. Extra defenses do not. It's just the outposts that do. That's good to know. There's lots of ships being built. No wonder I'm having so many command point problems. Wow. I built like several destroyers and an eagle in this turn. So, you're in Milif, and I think I need some defenses over in Altair. Or at least to accompany this fleet, is what's been made apparent. Because the Meklar are trying to make moves on me. And I need to be ready for that. Because the only saving grace I have with the Meklar is the fact that since they're already at war with the Sakra, they already expended most of their fleets to kind of like fight them. And even now, it looks like they're sending in reinforcing ships that basically continue to push, despite the fact that the Sakra is still getting destroyed. If they were to go war with me, that would be way too taxing for them, possibly. So that's probably my only saving grace I have with the war with the Meklar. Even though they are strictly superior to me, they are kind of forced. And why can't I move you there? Okay. They are kind of forced to spread their fleet, kind of like how I have. So the joke's on them. And Millith Prime, let's colonize you. You are a beautiful world, and I am planning to utilize you fully. Although, do I want to rush more stuff? It wouldn't hurt. Because what? Oh, this is food and research, so nothing really cheap that I can see that I could build. And what's orbital shipyard? Oh, it reduces the cost of ships, so I don't need that anytime soon, actually. It's only 300 billion credits, that's fine. That's pocket change at this point, right? Pretty damn much. Ooh, and I even got a mine here that I could turn into an asteroid belt I could turn into another world, if needed. So, sadly, Barati have not gotten a starbase or any kind of anything to defend. I think that would solve a lot of their problem right now. Okay, Klackons are pulling back. Surprise, surprise. I get to fight this fleet and crush it without even having to move away from the jump point. Wait, did I seriously not attack the outpost? That seems silly. I moved my fleet over there and I never attacked the outpost. They're not attacking me, so the odds probably still in my favor. It's just going to be a tiny bit more costly than I would like. Just a tiny bit, because I think that's still just a basic outpost. What I'm trying to do is compare. Yeah, my ones with the advanced military outposts definitely look more bulky, more developed. So, yep, military outposts, even it highlights it for me, so that's at least one thing I can observe while I'm waiting for the turns to end. Because this would be a perfect opportunity to just browse over the fleets to kind of determine fleet strength and everything. And speaking of which, once the turn ends, they still haven't moved their fleets, the Klackon fleets here. They're still backing up and countering. Although they did just merge them together. Ooh, I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. That terrifies me. That really terrifies me. There's a jump gate there, and since I have no bombs, I can't destroy this. I could still make things a living nightmare for him right now. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. I'm not gonna be able to stay here though. What I'm planning on doing is just go deeper in the system, destroy every single reinforcing ship I can. I just have no troop transports to justify it. And if I'm calculating this right, that's going to take 2 turns to get to me. Because it's very similar to the jump to Altair Prime. And that's 2 turns as well. So there is that. If only I could just destroy this thing without having to use bombs, that would be kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie, that would cripple their momentum. As it stands now, I could do a world of hurt to their fleets back here. Keep them from reinforcing, keep them from getting another big fleet. That's a pretty formidable fleet there, so that could be a problem, but this could do a world of hurt, and I'm gonna go do it. They have another jump gate there, but that actually would delay them quite a bit. There's jump gates everywhere, actually. Maybe this is not a good idea as I thought. But if they pull that fleet back to go after it, that just opens up another path for me to attack over here. So it's still win-win for me. First off, let's get this out of the way before I forget about it. This looks like an easy victory. Whoop, I didn't want to click on the plant. And the fleet over here is way too far away to defend, so even when it gets to Mentar, I just back away, and my advanced military outpost will be done. So let's crush this battleship and get some free damage in, huh? We're gonna do some guerrilla tactics, I think, since the Klackons seem to deal with brute force really easily with the raw production they have going. So this is my alternative. It is going to be painful regardless for the Klackons. I expect to win. Wait, why are you turning? I said for you to engage. And try and shoot down those missiles to mitigate damage would be nice. Actually, let me turn off matching speed. That might be better. If I could turn it off. Oh no, they're still going matching speed. I can't turn off apparently. That's not a problem. This thing's about to die. There goes the starbase with some plasma torpedoes to hit the battleship as a bonus. Ooh. Let me just kill this battleship. Actually, that's probably a smarter choice. I got plasma torpedoes for that very reason. Although it doesn't help when I can't get the individual ship I want. Alright, now kill this thing. I would hate to lose an eagle because the fact that it wouldn't let me select an individual eagle. And wouldn't let me turn off matching speed either. That took a lot more damage than I thought. Still, it was pretty much free damage, considering now I could fly away and start getting repairs at the outpost, so still a win in my book. Now, let's see, we're just going to continue developing you, that's all there is to be said, really. And bit by bit, we're going to start chipping down the fleet, and this will be a fun wild goose chase we're about to have with this massive Klackon fleet in the back door.